Hello everyone, this is Mayor Lionel Jordan bringing you another segment of the Mayor's Corner today. We have as guests Dr. Pete Heinzelmann and Duane Woltjen from the Fayetteville Natural Areas Foundation, and there's a great partnership that has just been established between the city and the Fayetteville Natural Areas Foundation, and these gentlemen would like to talk a little bit about that today. And so Pete, would you like to start off?
Well, several years ago, Duane and Woltjen and Judy, his wife, Margot and me, thought it would be a good idea to set up a foundation that would help Fayetteville preserve its natural areas for the future, basically. Because Fayetteville is blessed with natural areas that we could lose if we don't actively work to try to save them and conserve them. So that's the whole purpose of this foundation, is to provide some money for the city and an incentive for the city also to save these places, basically for the future. That's the main idea.
So the mission, one is actually to preserve the areas around town, our natural areas, correct?
Right. Through a study which the Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association did, a lot of those areas have been identified, but just knowing that they're there isn't the whole story. At some point in time, you have to make an effort to protect those areas from development that degrades the value of them as an outdoor asset or as a natural area. And this community is very strong in developing their plans for subdivisions or housing and that sort of thing to incorporate natural areas into these developments so that we kind of share some of this area with the natural environment in a way that's healthy for people, healthy for wildlife, and keeps the community very attractive, I think, to live in.
I think it's healthy for our economy, as Duane said, because people and companies, businesses, they have choices where they're going to be, where they want to go. And if you have a very livable, beautiful community that has places to go, like our park system and natural areas, that business will come here, and that's a good thing for our economy. So right. You have to look at it from that standpoint. Sure. Also.
Well, who manages the organization?
Well, it's the Endeavour Foundation. They have an office in Harbor Village in Springdale. This Endeavour is an outfit that basically manages a whole group of foundations like this one. They manage, there's a large foundation called the CARE Foundation that I think was started by Harvey Jones. And a lot of that money, or that money that they have in the CARE Foundation, is managed by Endeavour. In other words, they invest the money properly, and you get return on the money, and then the return on that investment then can be used to be distributed for whatever the foundation wants to do for that particular foundation. In our case, it's to help preserve natural areas. So,
well, who receives some of those distributions, Duane? I mean, do you?
Well, distributions from the Fayetteville Natural Areas Foundation will all be received by the city of Fayetteville. But then the city of Fayetteville can spend the money for natural areas that they want to acquire. for example, it's past the situation right now, but it would be helpful if they were confronted now with a new situation like Kessler Mountain, where they needed some public participation. The public could donate to the Endeavour Fayetteville Natural Areas Fund, and then that money would be there to help the city show a public participation.
Sure.
And you know, it's not going to be a lot of money unless a lot of people get behind it and start putting their money into this fund, which we've started. And this fund is under the umbrella of the Endeavour Foundation. It's like a fund within a bigger fund. And the Endeavour Foundation has some 42 funds that it has under its wing. And they invest the money carefully, and they hold back some of that money for reinvestment so that the capital base of the fund should grow, not shrink, even though they're making distributions from it. And
but anyone who wants to make a contribution, say to this fund, it's tax deductible. It's a 501c3 organization.
It's good to know.
So you will get tax benefit from the contribution that you'd make. I think Duane's comment I thought was a good one. It's a way for citizens to really participate. I mean, in their community. I mean, you can participate as a volunteer doing things like in the parks or whatever area, but this is also another way that they can participate to have a real impact in what Fayetteville is like and what Fayetteville will be like in the future. You can make a difference.
Yeah, I kind of look at it this way, that obviously we're all fighting the calendar, and I'm probably fighting it a little bit more than some of the rest of you, but we're all faced eventually with somehow saying thanks to the community of Fayetteville for the quality of life that we have here. And a great way to say thanks is to invest some of your money that your kids might inherit, invest that for them in the future of Fayetteville. And through the Endeavour Foundation, you can invest in the environmental portion of the community. You can also invest in the social aspects of the community. And you don't have to identify the greatest need or the greatest situation. There are open-ended donations that you can make, or you can tag them for something that you really want to help, like the Boys and Girls Clubs, other things that you know of. You'll probably find a fund within the Endeavour Foundation that matches up with something that you really want to see helped with your money. And so I'm recommending that this organization, this endowment type of fund, is a way to go to help you with some of those hard decisions about where your money needs to go to be most helpful in the future, where you can invest in the future.
I think you need to mention again that from this Fayetteville Natural Areas Foundation, it's managed by the Endeavour Foundation, all the distributions from that particular fund come only to Fayetteville. It's direct to no other city. It's specifically for Fayetteville.
Right.
And it actually goes into a named account which Fayetteville has.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the Endeavour Foundation will do this, they'll make a distribution every year coming from the what they call the corpus, all the money that's there being invested. They'll make a distribution from that goes each year to this specific account that Fayetteville holds. And then from that account, the city of Fayetteville can use it. We went through quite a bit trying to figure out what restrictions should be placed on the use of that money. We didn't want it, we wanted it really to conserve natural areas. That was the main idea. And not to be used for, like organized sports fields and that kind of thing, but just focused on the natural areas. And we got a lot of help from Connie Edmondson and Allison Jumper at the Parks Department, trying to fine-tune the uses for this specific fund, ones that they thought would really work for them and the Parks Department. So part of the uses are, well, it can be used for signage in our parks, like along trails, and like educational kiosks, that informational signs, like there's a beautiful one at Gully Park that talks about riparian areas, that kind of thing. Things that will help educate the public about nature. And it's kind of like, it's encouraging people to connect back with nature and learn more about it. Very important.
Can you give me any examples of how this has been used in the past? Just, are there some examples that could be used?
Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association, of course, has been, in its past, it helped save Mount Sequoia. And we, and Brooks Hummel. For instance, Mount Sequoia, Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association raised $300,000.
Yes, you did.
And for Brooks Hummel, the association raised $130,000. And now the FNHA, Fayetteville Natural Heritage Association, has pledged to raise $300,000 for Kessler Mountain. So that's the way it can be used. And the important thing to me, though, is the future, is what you pass on, because we were given these things. Somebody didn't do away with them or trash them or mess them up. They were here. We have, to me, a responsibility to our own kids and other people's kids, so to pass things on.
So that's why this work is so important. As we sort of close up today, I know that we're talking about, this is a leg under the Endeavour Foundation. Can we say that? The Fayetteville Natural Areas Foundation is a leg of the Endeavour Foundation.
Right.
So if folks want to give, they can give to this particular leg of
Yes.
Right, and what they need to do really is go to Endeavour Foundation, written as one word, .net, EndeavourFoundation.net, and open that website, and they have quite a bit of information about who we are, what we do, why we're here, why Endeavour, and how things work. And I advise you to take a look at that and pick the Fayetteville Natural Areas Fund. And sometimes I'm asked, well, how much money do you need? And my answer is, a little bit'll do, but a lot'll help, all right? So You know, we really would like to see this fund build up. I think it will be really a great tool for the future of Fayetteville's natural areas and the education of our youth about natural areas in the future.
So we're getting close to, with this fund, being able to distribute $5,000 a year out of the fund.
Wonderful.
There's a fellow up at the offices at Endeavour Foundation, Justin Fletcher, who was very helpful for us in putting this all together, the structure of it, all the legal things that had to be done and written out as far as how it works. But Justin is a great guy, and if anyone wants to find out more and is considering making a contribution, if they call Endeavour, call on their phone, their office, and ask for Justin. He would be very helpful. And another thing, as far as myself and Margot, my wife, this organization is in our will as a bequest. And so that's another way to give. If you can give it in the name of your kids, as Duane was saying. But definitely there'll be a bequest in our will it will go to this fund.
So, any final comments today?
It's a great day. It's raining, right? Was it raining when you came in? Yeah. We need the rain. Yeah. So.
Well, thank you very much, Mayor, for the opportunity to tell this little story to more of the public. Getting the word out on this is really important. Thank you.
And thank you for all that you do.
Yeah.
Lionel.
Well, thank you all, Pete and Duane, for the work that you do. And you know, I know that one person can't do it by themselves, but all of us together can change a city, a state, and a world. And this is the kinds of things that I'm very passionate about, and I know that you gave examples. Mount Kessler and Brooks Hummel and Mount Sequoia, we've preserved that for our children and our children's children. As we close today, I just want to encourage people to give to this, to the Fayetteville Natural Areas Foundation, or help us preserve this for our children, because at the end of the day, when I look at a piece of property like Mount Kessler, and I know that if this city goes on, as I said the night that we passed this, if it goes on 10,000 years, people will still be enjoying that natural area. And that's what it's all about. I mean, we come and go, but these areas that we're preserving today will be preserved forever for our children and our children's children. Until I see you again, you have a great day, and I'll see you real soon.